Hello everyone, myself Shahidul Islam, your educator for today's physics video lecture from Scholar Arena. Today we will be striving to move and go through the problems of important chapter oscillation and vibration for the students appearing NEET and JEE examination. In this video lecture series 1, over 10 golden questions. We will launch video lecture up to series 5. Here you will find some strategic way for solving the problems. Dear students, identify your weaker zone of physics and love and enjoy to solve the problems. I believe that success will catch you up. Success is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you are doing or learning to do. For better funda and crystal clear concept, stay tuned with us in our video series of this oscillation and oscillate with periodic practice. Please do subscribe and share the link to your all familiar zone. Moving today with first questions over here, and question is: a flat horizontal board moves up and down. This is a flat horizontal board. It is oscillating up to certain amplitude. When this board at the extreme position, the maximum acceleration, for the particle maximum acceleration, for the particle executing simple harmonic motion is omega square a. Then the shortest permissible time period of the vibration such that an object placed here, an object is placed here. The frame is at acceleration, so this frame can be considered as a non-inertial frame. Any frame moving with an acceleration is known as non-inertial frame, or any body kept on it experiences a pseudo force opposite to the acceleration of the frame. Since this board as at simple harmonic motion having the acceleration at extreme positions omega square a, and body kept on it experiences a pseudo force. This is pseudo force mass into acceleration. Here acceleration m f max, and maximum acceleration in SHM m omega square a. Here the amplitude as it has been given in the problem. Because of this pseudo force, body experiences a pseudo force in upward direction, and this body itself has weight downward, that is towards the center of earth. If this pseudo force, if it is less than equal to mg, this means if this pseudo force, if it is less than equal to mg, so this means body does not lose contact with the board. So the maximum pseudo force is equal to mg. What is maximum? So omega max, omega is the angular frequency of this oscillation, equal to g. So therefore omega max square equal to A by G, and T minimum, that is time period of the oscillations, it is the shortest time period when angular frequency is maximum. So T minimum is equal to twice pi by omega minimum. So therefore answer is twice pi root over, it is actually omega max square equal to G by A, and time period is equal to twice pi root over A by G. So here right option matches with B. Next, 1 kg block is executing simple harmonic motion, amplitude 0.1 meter on the smooth horizontal surface. One body is oscillating here. It is 1 kg body oscillating here. When this body just crossing the mean positions, you know the velocity of this body is maximum in any oscillation. When particle executing simple harmonic motion just crosses the extreme positions, it has the maximum velocity, and this maximum velocity equal to omega A. A is the amplitude and omega is the angular frequency. At this just moment when body just crossing the extreme positions, another body is placed, another body 3 kg body is placed over it. Since this body is placed over the small body generally placed, it means without disturbing the system, so there is no external force applied on this system, it is just placed. Another body is just placed over the small body. Since there is no external force applied on this system and body is at the having the maximum velocity, so momentum of the small body before placing the another body on it is mv, and mass m plus capital M, and velocity let us say v prime. So this is the conservation of momentum. Momentum before and momentum after matlab when the body, another body is placed over it. So total mass is m plus m and the new velocity is v prime. So v prime is equal to m by m plus m into v. And you know, maximum velocity, we can say that new angular frequency omega prime and new amplitude A prime, and this is m by m plus m into omega A. Omega is the maximum velocity of the body, small body, and omega prime is equal to, sorry, this is not the questions, omega prime is not the questions, actually question is the amplitude of the motion. So new amplitude is equal to omega by omega prime into m by m plus m. And you know, omega, angular frequency of any particle oscillating at SHM is all time, it is always root over of force constant by mass. Since this body is connected with the spring oscillating, so here the restoring force, elastic force within the spring acting as a restoring force. So omega is equal to root over of spring constant by mass. Actually it is also known as force constant by mass. So this can be written as m plus m by m, and it is m by m plus m. Here I must say new angular frequency is equal to root over k by m plus m. So dividing omega by omega prime, this step omega by omega prime can be written root over of m plus m by m, and from the conservation already we found that it is multiplied by m plus m, and into amplitude. So the new amplitude is equal to a root over m by m plus m. A prime is equal to a root over m by m plus m. And a in the problem, better to underline the data given in the problem. 100 Newton per meter, K is not required here. So here amplitude is 0.1 meter, that is 10 centimeter, and mass root over 1 by 1 plus 3, and this is 10 into half, so 5 centimeter. So new amplitude of these oscillations of this two body system is 5 centimeter. So D is the right option. Rest of all are not the right option. Next, a wire of length L, area cross section A, Young modulus of elasticity Y is suspended from a roof of a building. So here a wire is suspended from a rigid support. The mass of a body of mass m is attached to one ends of this wire. Here, due to the weight of the body, we can get the extension of this wire. If this body is suddenly released, then because of the extension, because of this weight, there is a restoring force. We can find here a restoring force within the string. So therefore, because of this restoring force, body oscillates. So here you know Young modulus equal to restoring force by x by L. I have taken here x is the extension in the string and L is the original length. So therefore F by A is equal to F by A. We can write here F is equal to A y by L into x. F is equal to kx. Here k is A y by L. This is force constant. The value of force constant here is A y by L. And in simple harmonic motion, we know omega is equal to root over k by m. K is force constant and m is the mass. Time period twice by root over m by k. So immediately after putting this value, that is the value of k in this equation, immediately after this we can find the answer here is C. So next question. In our video session, an accurate pendulum clock, based on the pendulum clock, you know, time period of pendulum clock is equal to twice by root over L by G. L is the effective length of the pendulum clock and G is the gravitational acceleration. But before solving this problem, I have to discuss here the gravitational intensity G prime is equal to G 1 minus 2h by r. Above the Earth's surface at a height h, if we find out the gravitational intensity, then G prime is equal to G 1 minus 2h by r. So G prime here is less than G. So above the height, gravitational intensity goes on increasing with the rise of height. So very small change in the G, because here the height, because this formula is approximation formula for the small height. This formula is used for the small height above the Earth's surface. Roughly you can say up to 32 kilometer. This formula can be used up to 32 kilometer above the Earth's surface. So G minus G prime is equal to G 2h by r. Intensity at a point above the Earth's surface at a height h, it is G prime, and this G is less than G. This G is the gravitational intensity on the Earth's surface. Gravitational intensity on the Earth's surface is maximum. Or if we go above the Earth's surface, then gravitational intensity goes on decreasing. If we go below the Earth's surface, then the gravitational intensity also goes on decreasing. So maximum gravitational intensity we can find on the Earth's surface. So G is the gravitational intensity on the Earth's surface. So this is the change of the gravitational intensity by actual gravitational intensity that is on the Earth's surface. This is actually 2h by r. And time period. Here the change in time period because due to change in the gravitational intensity. If we take log natural both side and differential form, directly you just say dt by t, it is half dl by l dg by g. So time period of a simple pendulum changes due to change in length, that is effective length of simple pendulum, and change in gravitational intensity. But here the change in length is not the questions. Question asked on the change in time period due to the change in gravitational intensity. So dt by t is equal to minus half dg by g. Minus signifies here if the gravitational intensity goes on decreasing, then time period increasing. If the time period increases, G goes on decreasing, so we can say time period of simple pendulum increases. It means simple pendulum takes longer time to complete one oscillation. So the second pointer, what is connected to the oscillation, if this oscillation takes longer time, so second pointer, second hand runs slow. So here clock runs slow. Okay, time period of in this situation increases. So immediately after this, we have the conception. If G goes on decreasing, then time period increases. Decreasing, G goes on decreasing, time period increases. Time period increases means clock runs slow. So by simple conception, it is not difficult. Just apply the simple conception. In this problem, how much time it will lose or gain? That is this answer and this answer, gain are not the answer. Here, after this, the option becomes 50-50, A or B. Either you have to mark A or you have to mark B. But before marking this, dt by t, it is half dz by g. Don't put minus, because what is the significance of minus already discussed, so don't take the minus here unnecessarily. And it is, half dz by g due to the change in height. Dz by g, it is actually 2h by r, so it is h by r. So dt by t, very important, dt by t, it is always h by r. R is the radius of the earth and h is the height above the surface. So this is the change in time period, and actual time period is t. Simply for second pendulum, time period is taken is 2 seconds. But here I don't know either it is this pendulum is second pendulum or not. But in whole day, you have to find out the change of time period in whole day. dt by t is the unitary change in time period, and 86,400 seconds in a day. So this become 86,400 h by r. If this value, that is the total change in time period, is n, it is 86,400 h by r. So this is the formula, advanced formula for this type of problem. After going through the necessary required formula for this problem, for competitive exam, you keep this formula carefully. 86,400 h by r. N is the change in time period in whole day, that is this amount of duration, either or clock runs slow or fast. Since here the time period increases, so this clock runs slow by this amount n. And 86,400, this is 264 into 10 to the power 5, and it is 864 calculation into 2 by 640. This is 2 into, on simplification, I think it becomes 27 by 20, and it is 2 into 27. If we think that 27 is 27 by 2, so 13.5. 13.5, 27 by 2 is 13.5 by 10. So this becomes 2 into 1.35. It means 2.7 seconds. So the B option is the right option here. So in this problem, one important formula, this is advanced formula. N is the total time in a whole day, either clock runs slow or fast, that is 86,400 h by r. Next problem in this video session, two blocks of mass m1 m2 are kept on a smooth horizontal table as shown in figure. Initially, the two body kept in contact and the spring compressed by an amount d. So we can say potential energy half k d square, that is this amount of energy stored in the spring as a potential energy. And you know, this is total mass m1 plus m2 v square. Let us say if this total potential energy of the spring converts into the kinetic energy of these two body, then v square is equal to simply k d square by m plus m2. So this is the velocity. The amplitude of oscillations of the block mass m1 you have to find out. So here in the oscillation, if k is the force constant and a is the amplitude, then potential energy when any particle oscillating or executing SHM, half k square is the potential energy and a here is the amplitude. This amplitude is equal to half m1 v square. V square is the velocity of the two body, but you have to find out here, or we have to find out here the amplitude of mass A, amplitude of mass 1. So I have written here this potential energy converts into kinetic energy of the particle 1. Then this is k square is equal to m1 and v already k d square by m plus m2. So on simplification, amplitude equal to m1 d square upon m1 plus m2. So A is equal to m1, A equal to d root over m1 by m1 plus m2. So right option matches with A. B, C, D are not the correct option. Let us ahead the next questions. A block is kept on a rough horizontal plank. The coefficient of friction between the block and the plank is half. Plank is undergoing SHM, frequency 10 rad per second. The maximum amplitude of the plank. Here a plank is placed and this plank is oscillating like this. Plank is oscillating and a body is kept over it. The similar concept what I have already discussed in the previous problem, where the oscillation is there up and down, but here oscillation is in horizontal plane. A body is placed over it on the rough horizontal plank and it is horizontally oscillating with an angular acceleration, with an angular frequency 10 rad per second. Again we can say this frame is a non-inertial frame. Any body kept on the non-inertial frame feels an pseudo force opposite to the acceleration of the frame. At any moment, at any moment, if we consider that the maximum acceleration of the oscillation is omega square a, then we can say pseudo force on this body into mass into you don't take the a acceleration, it is better to take here mass into acceleration f. So f pseudo is equal to mass into acceleration equal to m omega square a, and this m omega square a, that is the force experienced by the body kept on the Planck. This pseudo force should not exceed maximum when this body, due to this pseudo force, try to move rightward. Because of this pseudo force, friction prevents this sliding. So maximum friction acts F maximum static. So this friction, this pseudo force must not exceed this maximum static friction. If this pseudo force exceeds this value, then these two body cannot move together or cannot oscillate together. So pseudo force less than equal to F max static friction, and this is m omega square a, and maximum, this value is maximum equal to F max s, and m omega square a, it is mu m g. So omega, what is the questions? The maximum amplitude of the Planck. The question is maximum amplitude of the Planck. So maximum amplitude is mu g by omega square. So this is the maximum amplitude with which the Planck can oscillate, so that both the body move together and oscillate together. So amplitude A is equal to mu g by omega square. The value of mu is half, and you put here half, and the value of g is 10, and omega, it is 10 rad per second, so therefore 10 square. So it is 1 by 20 meters, so therefore 5 centimeter is the maximum amplitude. So B option is the right option here. Next amazing problem on the board, a particle executes simple harmonic motion between x is equal to minus a and x is equal to plus a. One particle oscillating starting from mean positions, and this is extreme position. When any particle starting from mean positions oscillates, in this case the equation is equal to a sine omega t. When any particle starts from the extreme position, you have to take a cos omega t, or extreme or mean position anywhere in between this, then you have to take x is equal to a sine omega t plus phi. Phi is the initial phase, that is known as epoch. Okay, and sine omega t1, it is actually displacement is a by 2, 0 to a by 2. So this is half. Half means sine pi by 6. So omega t1 is equal to pi by 6. This is very easy question. So t1 is equal to t by 12. T by 12 is the time taken by the particle to move from 0 to a by 2. Omega is equal to twice pi by t. Omega means twice pi by t. You just put here and find the answer t1. Find the time t1. And you know, from these positions to extreme positions, it is the 1/4 of the oscillations. From mean positions to extreme positions, time taken by any particle is t by 4. For this, it is not necessary to calculate it. It is the 1/4 of the oscillation. From mean positions to one extreme, it is 1/4 of the oscillation. And in time t by 4, the particle pass the extreme position along these directions. And again at t by 4, it will go another extreme, and again back with the time t by 4 to the extreme positions. So time from this point to this point is t by 12, and from this point to this point is t by 4. So here 0 to a by 2, time taken is t1 is equal to t by 12. Simple. And from a by 2 to a, if I say time is t2, in the problem also given t2. So this is t by 4 and t by 12, and this becomes t by 6. So interesting, from this point to this point, time taken is t by 12, and from this point to this time, from this point to extreme positions, t by 6. So just double. So t2 is double the t1. T2 is double the t1. T2 twice times the time taken from 0 to a by 2. So here a is the right option, because here t1 greater than t2, t1 equal to t2, it is not possible. Here t1 is equal to 2t2. Be sincere here. Here the time t1, be cautious, sincere. Don't mark the option D, because here time t1 is 2 times the time t2. But in our problem, time t2 is 2 times the time t1. So don't mark D because of the time pressure in the examination hall. Be careful in this case, my dear student. Next, golden questions on the board. The bob of simple pendulum executes simple harmonic motion in water with time period t. Whereas the time period in air is t naught. You have to find out the relation between the time period in water and air. And you know, simple pendulum. So time period is t twice by root over effective length by gravitational intensity on the earth's surface. Okay. But when this arrangement is immersed in water, if it is immersed in water, total arrangement is immersed in water. A bob is immersed in water. This is bob. In this case, B is the buoyancy by water. In the case of air, this buoyancy is negligible. So in the case of air, B is not counted in this equation. But when it is immersed in a liquid, buoyancy has the role here, and the weight of the body is mg. So therefore, mg prime is the effective weight or apparent weight of the body, that is mg minus b. So g prime is equal to g 1 minus b by mg. So G is the effective acceleration, effective gravitational intensity. Don't say acceleration, better to say intensity. You know, Z prime is the effective intensity equal to Z1 minus B. For B stands for buoyancy, that is the upthrust given by the liquid on the body, and it is equal to weight of the displaced liquid. Weight of the displaced liquid here V rho L G, and if I say the volume of the body is V, then V rho S into G. Rho S is the density of the body and rho L is the density of the liquid. So G prime is equal to G1 minus rho L by rho S. This is the effective gravitational intensity. So therefore T prime is equal to twice pi root over L by G prime. Time period when the total arrangement is immersed or the bulb of the pendulum is immersed in a liquid, then time period become T prime twice pi root over L by G prime, and in air T is equal to twice pi root over L by G. And in the problem, you know, time in water, time period in water is given T and time period in air is given T naught. So therefore it is root over of G by G naught, and G by G naught you just put here G, it is value of rho L 1000 and density of the body is 4000 by 3. So this is Z 1 minus 3 by 4, and it is G by 4. So G by G prime is equal to, it is root over 4. So T is equal to 2 times the T naught. So B is the right option. Next, move forward. Next problem. A particle is in SHM of amplitude 2 centimeter and extreme positions. The force is 8 Newton. What is the force at a point midway between the mean and extreme positions? This is very easy questions, you know. Here you have to just find out the force, the restoring force acting on the body when the body is at the mean, it has the midway of between the mean position and extreme positions. Simple, it is, you know, restoring force is m omega square x. So simple, F varies as x. Restoring force is F varies as x. Amplitude is 2 centimeter. The force is 8 Newton. So amplitude, if it is 1 centimeter, though, so the force becomes 4 newtons. So it is the simple questions, not necessary to calculate all time all the problem. Sometimes you have to decide instantly by just, you know, force is proportional to displacement, and when it is at the extreme positions the force is 8 Newton and a half of the midpoint of the extreme and mean positions, then directly you can say the force is 4 Newton. Next problem. Two particles execute simple harmonic motion, same amplitude, frequency along the same straight line. They pass one another when going in opposite direction. But here we discuss only the oscillation of one particle. We discuss only the oscillation of one particle. You don't take two particles here. The problem asks on the two particle oscillating. But here we discuss the oscillation of one particle. Half of the amplitude. Each time their displacement is half of their amplitude. So starting from rest, x is equal to a sine omega t, and it is a by 2 is equal to a sine omega t. So sine omega t is, let us say it is theta, it is half. So theta is equal to pi by 6. Particle, when just crossing the half of the amplitude towards the extreme positions, the phase of this particle is pi by 6. Again, it will return to the same point. It will return and pass through the same point, that is at half of the amplitude. If we think the first qua, comparing with the qua, first qua, second qua, third qua, fourth qua, pi by 6, it is in the first qua, that is 1. When particle crossing the point at a distance a by 2 towards the extreme positions, that is pi by 6. And when again it is returned and cross the same point, that is position 2, then it is can be compared with the second qua. Second qua matlab pi minus pi by 6. Again particle goes to the other side, particle pass the other side of this oscillation minus a by 2, and this is 3. So this can be compared with the third qua. Third qua matlab pi plus pi by 6, and particle goes to the other extreme and again return and pass the same point, that is minus a by 2, that is fourth positions. So in an oscillation, particle cross the same point both the side 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and this goes to fourth qua. So therefore twice pi minus 6. So the phases pi by 6, 5 pi by 6, 7 pi by 6, 11 pi by 6. So these are the phases when particle cross the point, certain point at a distance a by 2, plus a by 2 and minus a by 2. In the right hand side, in the up and down motion, first positions phase pi by 6, second time phase 5 pi by 6, third time 7 pi by 6, fourth time 11 pi by 6. And similarly, theta means omega t, and omega t is equal to pi by 6, 5 pi by 6, 7 pi by 6, 11 pi by 6. So in this way, we can find the instances, 4 instances: t by 12, 5t by 12, 7t by 12, 11t by 12. So this is very important. I have discussed only the oscillation of one particle oscillating, but here question is asked on the two particle oscillating with the same frequency, same amplitude. So therefore, now it is very important. If we think that two particle oscillating, one particle is 1, two particle is 2, both the particle at the same amplitude but their direction are opposite. If I say that 1 is 1 and 2 is 2, then one particle crossing this point, another particle oscillating crossing this point, but their direction opposite. They pass one another when going in opposite direction, but each time their displacement is half of their amplitude. So phase difference, del phi. You don't think one particle oscillating. Though I have discussed taking one particle, considering one particle oscillating, different phase of this. Now, when the particle acts on the two particle, if I say one particle crossing the point right towards the right and another particle say crossing the same point towards the left, so their direction are opposite. So phase for one is pi by 6 and phase for two is 5 pi by 6. So phase difference is equal to 5 pi by 6 minus pi by 6. So this is 4 pi by 6, 2 pi by 3. So 120 degree. So phase difference is D. D is the right option. So my dear student, I hope you all understood whatever I discussed today. It will help you to tackle the problem of simple harmonic motion. So see you again in our next video session on this chapter, oscillation. Thank you all.